So here's the thing that we've been noticing lately. Uh, Fantastic Four, Fantastic First Steps has underperformed according to studios standards, right?
Hmm.
Um, Eyes of Wakanda, Ironheart, hardly any push or publicity. Eyes of Wakanda had no push until like the week of, I believe.
Hmm.
Ironheart was like maybe 2 weeks prior or something to that effect, and I'm being generous. But why do you think
Hmm.
one that some of the Marvel projects underperformed? And I know what Lady Mandalore is going to say because I agree with her. But the projects we've seen this year aren't shit. They haven't been. It's not, in my opinion, it's not superhero fatigue.
Okay.
It's that's far from the parkours. We've been getting superhero movies long before this. It's not fatigue like in that sense. I think ever since, I want to say ever since what came out first, Captain America or Falcon and Winter Soldier, which was not a bad show.
Hmm.
I think Secret Invasion was after that.
Yeah.
I think since Secret Invasion, and then
Hmm.
there's
Hmm.
this
Love and Thunder.
they,
Sorry.
Love and Thunder is another one.
That's because
There's
they.
this everybody's. I keep seeing people want to measure it up to Endgame, and I'm like, do you not understand how storytelling works? You get to this peak, and then you start over. You have to start over. Not every project is going to be praised. I get it. Like Thor: The Dark World was not the strongest of the Thor films, and now Love and Thunder is the weakest of those four.
Thor: The Dark World should have been an example of you should have done more gun writing on lesser known villains and bringing them to the forefront because the Dark Elves, unless you are a fan of Thor and you've read Unworthy Thor and you've read when he was the king, when he was literally the king of Valhalla,
Mhm.
unless you've read those, you're
I agree,
not going
Ben.
to know the Dark Elves.
Yeah,
But
I agree, Bama. He said they wrote themselves in corn, and I believe Kevin Feige has even said this. James Gunn has said several things. He's like, yeah, there's certain projects that they have that
but
they
they
didn't have finished scripts.
but there were warning signs. There were warning signs before uh there were warning signs for Age of Ultron. I'll even go so far as before that. There were warning signs, and you it's like don't go to the cabin. The killer is waiting for you as you're literally on the interstate heading to the cabin. Every sign is saying don't go to the cabin, and you still go to the cabin and are surprised when the killer is right there to kill you. You ignored every warning on the way up, and you hoped that your brand would carry you. Unfortunately, it did not.
And I think the other issue is you stopped having people in the same room.
And reading the fucking comics.
That
Yep.
That part.
because you cannot do A, B, and C. You can't get to A through D without B and C. You James Gunn has said it on record where he said when he was writing Guardians of the Galaxy, he didn't want the Guardians appearing in other projects, and it wasn't that. It was like you're going to mess up a lot of stuff because
Mhm.
okay, yeah, it worked when they had Thor and they show up in Love and Thunder, but they're only in there with like 5 minutes,
Yep.
you
Yeah.
know, and so it made sense because he was with them when we last seen them. That's fine, but to have them in every iteration of a Marvel project would not have worked because it's too much. You're dumping too much. He's like, I have a story I'm trying to tell. I have a beginning, middle, and end, and I need to tell it. Yes, we can use them over here. Yes, you can use them over here, but I don't need them popping up every
And then
piece.
your continuity went out the window.
Yeah, man. What do you think? Why do you think some of these projects underperformed? We know why Love and Thunder underperformed, but Fantastic Four, Thunderbolts, which once again, both films, great films,
Mhm.
but
Um, Before I get to like why they underperformed, I just wanted to touch on like the marketing and I'm guessing like this is their last year before they're supposed to scale back, right? So like,
Yeah.
we've gotten how many shows and movies this year, and it's felt like there's a weird anxious energy around certain projects of like forcing it into promotion, and then other projects they're like, well, no one's actually going to come out and really invest in this, so we're not going to spend our time. Those being Ironheart and Eyes of Wakanda, they're just like, the week of will be like, yay, remember this Ryan Coogler guy? He did this. He's attached, kind of. Yep, him.
And why that does bring in the viewers, that shouldn't be why that brings in the viewers.
Right.
But like, this is, I say, the weird marketing energy started, as I can recall, with Thunderbolts, because when that asterisk first popped up, everyone was just like, oh, that's weird. I'm sure that'll be explained at some point. And then you go see the movie and you understand it's explained in the movie. And I feel like word of mouth could have gotten like, hey, not only is this a good movie and interesting, like you'll find out what that's about. Monday morning, they blew the plot. Like they couldn't wait to
open
say
them out.
Avengers to try and drive people to the theater. And I think it had a reverse reaction. And the same with Fantastic Four, almost. They oversaturated. I feel like Fantastic Four was on two.
They had a great promotion run.
Boxes and popcorn buckets and everything, and like everyone that's still hyper invested went week one, and then I don't know. We've gotten into this weird thing where like everyone casuals start watching box office, and like that week 2 box office return didn't hit the way they expected. Like, oh, it must not be that good. I think I'm gonna wait till Disney Plus because that's gonna be in like 45 days. It seems like anyway.
And what did I say about people in short attention spans earlier in the show? Go see the show. Go watch the film. Go. It's. But when we talk about shows like the marketing, like shows like with Ironheart, which is a great, well written show. What was it 6 episodes or?
Yeah, 6.
Yeah, 6 episodes, and it tells this story and this narrative, and the first thing people were jumping on about, and back to Lady Mandalore's point, you can't find it. You can find it believable to have Tony Stark building his stuff in the cave, but you find it hard to find this young black girl who can reverse engineer it and build her own version.
That part,
and that's a problem for you.
For white people,
mind you, this is the same show, Blur's Eyeview, that told y'all go watch the Marvels. You won't be disappointed. And what happened? People actually watched the Marvels when it hit Disney Plus, and they all said the same thing. Oh, it's not as bad as we thought it was.
When they got past
we told y'all.
When they got past the whole women can't sell, and you did an all female cast. Once y'all finally dropped the red pill stuff and actually watched the movie,
it's good. Is it a 10? No,
but it's still worth watching.
And it's definitely worth watching.
Yeah, y'all definitely tried to set Nia DaCosta up before the movie even came out. Like, oh, she moved on to other projects. It's like, you're not supposed to be there for that much of the post game. She left after the job. Y'all also gave her like a TV show, a movie, and like 2 post-credit scenes. And then remember that old episode of Pokemon where Team Rocket kidnapped Brock and gave him like scraps and was like, make some food out of this, and he did it? That was basically what they did to her.
Yeah, and if you know how films and shows are shot, there's a window that needs to be made. Like she's doing a job, she's been hired to do another job, stuff runs over. She's like, I can't be there for the red carpet. I'm filming this.
Right.
So like the whole red pill, I'm glad we're getting past the red pill stuff because I haven't heard a lot of it, but still there's still an air of it, you know.
But my thing has always been the numbers. I'm like, you guys, this lets me know that people don't follow economics. They don't follow it because the numbers that you wanted to happen so bad, there was this little thing called COVID and pretty much halted everything. So
COVID put a stopper in everything.
Yeah, COVID changed a lot of the way things a lot of the things that we do that were normal before.
Excellent. And that's the thing about it. When COVID happened, what happened? DC made a deal about having their movies streamed directly to their streaming service instead of movies. So what happened? People stayed home, started watching movies at home. Marvel had their little bit where they couldn't get things off the ground. Again, things went up because of certain idiots. The numbers that were there that was pre-COVID are not going to come back post-COVID. So when I read it's like, oh well, Thunderbolts did bad. No, Thunderbolts turned a profit.
Did it?
Yeah.
Yes.
They did.
Oh,
Thunderbolts turned a profit. Superman is turned a profit. All these movies
have
my personal,
favorite.
My personal favorite, not to cut you off, was Sinners. They try to say Sinners didn't turn a profit. And
no, that's where it started. That's where it started. It started with the pocket watching because what is it? Second week drop off is now the new how many players on Steam?
Yeah. And they've gone. They've taken that.
Yeah, that term was not a thing before Variety started talking, and they got checked by all
and
of the black internet.
And I used to respect Variety until they said that. They got real weird with. I'm like, yo, it's only had one weekend. What do you mean?
But that's what I'm saying.
So, Hollywood Reporter be on some fun.
Yeah, so
I promise you, before they wrote that article, the word second week drop off was not as commonplace as it has been for like the last 4 or 5 months. Because now that's every movie scale, and I'm like, y'all weren't doing this. Y'all weren't doing this before April, but all of a sudden, Sinners came out. Y'all was pocket watching too heavy, and now that's the new metric we're going by. It was Friday premieres, then it became Thursday pre-showings. Now it's second week drop off.
But that's the problem. They all want to go by the box numbers, the box office numbers of old. You cannot do that. You cannot gauge success by previous numbers when we didn't have all this stuff that happened beforehand.
Not only that, we don't have the movie runs like we used to. We have 45 days now. We used to get 90.
Yeah, you go see a movie on day one. You might miss the pre-order for the Steelbook when it drops.
Like Thunderbolts drops later this month.
Yep.
If you just kept a movie like Thunderbolts or like Sinners or Superman, any of them in for their 90-day run,
they would do the numbers that they wanted so bad.
Honestly, I'm surprised they
still got good numbers. They all turn every last one of these films turn profit.
I don't know about that. I don't think there's that many people like trickling in to warrant that.
But I will say
not now. No,
I will say this: I will say the numbers would have only come back if you did not have streaming as a backup. If you literally sat there and said the only place you can see this, because now everybody's like, no, it's gonna come to Paramount, it's gonna come to HBO Max, it's gonna come to Netflix, it's gonna come to Amazon, it's gonna come to Apple TV. We're just gonna wait. And that's what a lot of people are doing. They're just sitting there saying, I don't have to watch this right now. I just have to wait my time.
Yeah.
As Kira's doing thumbs up right now.
Yeah, I was like, but how fast they blew the whistle. I thought Thunderbolts was gonna slowly reach green, but not do it. I didn't know they'd actually crossed their mark. So I'm like, y'all could have just let Stitch burst through the thing and let that ride for like a month, and that would have been fine. Why did y'all had that ready on Monday? Like I haven't been. The film ain't 48 hours old yet, and we already ripping the stickers off and
that's why
there was a time when Captain America: Civil War dropped, and when that movie dropped, that airplane scene was not talked about for well over 2 weeks.
Right?
No one spoiled it. No one said anything, which I appreciated. I said, I don't know what happened to y'all. Y'all got on there and ran your mouth. Even now, if people are wondering why I don't do like movie reviews for TikTok, I said because everybody's doing them.
Yep.
I'm not part of that crew. I like watching a movie and then I'll get out and I'll talk about it. There's no shade in that, but I'm like, I'm not doing it just to get clout.
It's not a requirement.
Literally doing it as they're leaving the theater.
You gotta be first. You gotta be first or your last.
Yes, I get Ricky Bobby, but still, I'd rather be at the Ponderosa Steakhouse. I don't want to be told about who wins the race at the time you leave. That to me, it cheapens it. Like I said, I kind of wish that it didn't happen, but let's be honest, in this day and age, clicks,
short attention span. Short attention span. And
Yeah,
I agree. Shoko said movie tickets they're disgustingly high. I've been seeing a lot of movies lately. Hey, I can't get onto AMC Stubs right now because even with my tickets at work, discount is like it's trash. Yeah. Christy D, she says the same thing. It's too expensive to bring a whole family. You go to a family of 4 with a regular tickets price.
Get it.
Yeah.
We need more dollar theaters.
I will say bring back the dollar theater, especially because when we had ours, it did numbers.
Well, AMC's expanding. Are they expand? They're expanding it. I think
they are.
Tuesday and Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they know
doing
something.
the Wednesdays.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, go too far.
I was like, one of my AMC back home was participating because the Dollar Theater across the street just shut down. So now they have no competition.
But
that's what it made. That's what I love going to a movie theater. I definitely love going on an opening night for something that I have had anticipation to watch because I like being in the midst of that crowd.
Yeah.
And being excited. Cap picking up Thor's hammer. Yes.
Okay, no, that's
that's a once in a lifetime. But also the midnight showings because some theaters I know.
Oh my God.
Some theaters they do midnight showings and they actually do fun things like they'll add on extra stuff or free swag, what have you. But the experience isn't what it used to be anymore. And I get what you're saying, Chris. The experience ain't what it used to be. So like most families, look, I know I got 3 kids. Going to the movie theaters is not fun.
Spartan got to pull black missions. He got to pull blackout missions.
Me and Obi have snuck out more times to go see a movie. That boy out put his way has seen more movies than he's seen Sesame Street videos at this point.
I mean,
hey, some of the promotion has been blackout missions because when they finally want to let them go on tour, it's like, all right, what are you gonna do? Barbershop and anime conventions. Y'all clearly don't know what you're doing, so I'm gonna just go where my people at and tell them to watch the stuff.
Yeah,
and Jennifer Hudson show. She's got the tunnel and the song ready.
Yeah, but that goes to show you that the age of theater going is obviously different.
Yeah,
we still have a few drive-in theaters. Which there's still a couple of them around, which is good.
I remember those.
Those were fun.
And like the one that's I don't want to say nearest because they're never like nearby ever. They're like 40 minutes out or something, 45 minutes out. But even then, there's enough good film right now out that they before it used to be like, oh, I'll watch this. But then the second screen over here has got something else I want to watch. Now it's like, there was a time I watched Terminator 2, Oscar, and what was it, Planet of the Apes, all at the same damn time.
And the sad part is, in this economy,
don't ask me how I did that. That's probably ADHD. I don't know.
But drive-thrus would make such a killing now because think about it. I know the one I used to go to, you could watch 3 movies for $10. And they had and I know for ours, we had vendor trucks. So you had tacos, ribs, steaks, all lined up.
What movie drive-in theater? You go? What the hell?
Yeah, that was ours.
In Tennessee.
We had to fry our own chicken and sneak it in. You talking about ribs and tacos?
It was literally, I loved it. It was the Watertown drive-in. Unfortunately, it did close down 5 years ago. It's an apartment lot now. But when I tell you, that was $10, 3 movies. You set your radio to whatever frequency they were playing on.
Yep. Screens
were freaking crystal clear. Food vendors were right there. Prices, everything right there. Get anything that you want. Nobody caused any drama. It was great. And then we had to lose it because developers. Fuck y'all.
Yeah, it's been a good year for movies. It's just the people who make them act like they scared to tell people if the cast is too dark.
Right.
Oh my god.
Because Cap came out and they was like, all right, we finally dropped the shit. So Thunderbolts is on the way out. Y'all saw Bucky was in the film, right?
Which still Cap Brave New World still made a turn in his profit.
Mm-hmm.
It came second. It's the second best Captain America movie.
It felt like they didn't want to claim Cap won. Like everybody's so afraid of the DEI label these days.
That's the thing.
Costco ain't.
You see how fast they put together Ironheart's red carpet premiere. They knew exactly who to call when they needed it, which lets me further know y'all know who to reach out to and when.
Yeah, like I mean,
but that's crazy.
These projects are fun. If you're not familiar with the characters, it's a good time to jump on board to find out. There's certain we do write-ups on blursedeyeview.org. So there's places you can go to check them out and say, oh, that's who that Kira wasn't familiar with some of the characters in Superman.
I mean, everybody outside. I'm not gonna hold you.
Outside
Superman. I know who that
is.
Yeah,
and she didn't.
And that's fine.
But
about Jimmy Sweet Olsen.
I knew Jimmy the way I knew Jimmy, not Jimmy Sweet Olsen out here in these streets. No.
Sweet Jimmy Brown.
Yeah, no.
But if you see her rundown about Superman, that is how you do a review. That's how you do a rundown. To like, I was giving it this number, but I decided to go back and watch it again because I didn't know who X, Y, and Z were.
Right.
Once I found out about X, Y, Z, then I went back, checked it out to get a different experience. Because for a casual comic book fan, casual moviegoer, they may not know who all the Thunderbolts were. People tried to trash Black Widow. What trash Black Widow was, this was the wrong time to release it. That was something you should have released earlier.
That could have been released before. That could have been released in phase 1.
Yeah. And then 2, COVID.
Yep.
So it went straight to streaming. I just watched Black Widow 2 weeks ago because it's a fun film. And besides, I like Elena. She won me over right away.
The mac and cheese line still gets me. I made you mac and cheese.
The other thing that they're not, I don't know. I would love to talk to these people that are sitting down at these board meetings and thinking about financials. Why aren't you using these movies to drive people to buy your comic books? Like, why? Where is the logic in that?
Because they're looking at toys.
Exactly.
Which is a dying breed. They don't know how to spread the wealth. That's the problem.
Yeah.
But formulated by saying, if you want to learn more about these characters and more, at the end of the fucking movie, here are issues X, Y, Z, da 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 da, run, da 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 da. Go get them. Here's a code for 5% off or some shit, or show your movie fucking ticket and get X, Y, Z amount of money off of it. And now you're coming full circle.
But that would be common sense. That would be common sense.
I mean, say what you want about Bo and X-Men, but he definitely gave you accurate homework every week. And he basically, in one of his recent Twitter spills, he basically said, like, yeah, this is the type of stuff they wouldn't like. You have, like, Kevin, who gets it, is like, I understand that book, I understand that reference, and you have the other people in the room who are just like, yeah, can you dumb that shit down? I don't get any of it, and I don't think the people watching will either. And then Bo's like, why do you think they're here? So he's like, and then I look like the asshole.
Audience.
Yeah.
He's like, and then I look like the asshole in every meeting for saying, hey, let's do comic accurate things. Let's call them by their names, not just the red one, blue one, and the green one.
Yeah. Mal makes a great point. He's making a great point. He said, let's be real. The Ashen will think a white cap's ice is always colder, even when the white cap passed the mantle and chooses to be the black cap. And it's true. Cap in comics, Cap in the movie passed the shield on, and they still gave Sam problems in the movie and in the comics.
And in Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur.
Yep.
It's like
his first arc post shield was pretty much Thunderbolt all rejecting him.
Yeah.
It's like you got hate the hatred that he had in Falcon Winter Soldier. That's basically the first 10 issues.
And now we're in the divorce arc.
Yeah, so yep. I think what's happening, and there are some people who are getting it. Before we wrap up, there are some people who are getting it. They're pushing past the red pill wave and the toxic masculinity, and they're pushing past it and literally going in and giving a project a chance and saying, "Oh wow, this actually was really good. I want to find out more." There are some people who actually will go, "Hey, there's comic book fans, actual fans, positive ones, who I want to take my kid to go see this," and then they're more interested. And now, I want to take them to a brick and mortar, so they can see. That's why I shout out Carolyn Johns, because when John had his first child, he said, "Yes, it's a comic book store for fans like us, but what about that generation that's coming up that we're raising?" So he created a whole kids section and you have a whole bunch of kid version of Wonder Woman, Batman, all these different heroes, and they're actual written books by authors that they're out there, that they can sit down at the table and play with their little Legos or whatever and pick a book and read, and their dad like, hey, I'm coming in and get my pull list. Hey, little Timmy, you see something you like? Yeah, I want to get this Superman book. So you just created a whole nother fan now, and you get to pass on what made you get into comics and in that whole medium, and it's there, but it's too many people outside of us who think, oh, I know what I'm talking about. Do you?
Do you really?
Do you? Because she keeps saying Superman is woke, and it's like, do you even know what you're saying right now?
but that's what I always hated, and I still do see it in comic book stores where you have, unfortunately, gatekeepers and you have to check them. It's like, just because you don't like Wonder Woman, or you don't like Nubia's story, or you don't like Woman of Tomorrow, you shouldn't sit there and say it sucks. You should sit there and say, I just sit there and correct some people today, like, please don't say it sucks. Just say it's not for you. But encourage someone.
Or better yet, don't say anything at all. If you don't plan on seeing it, just why are you on the post?
Or better yet,
just
don't. How about that? Just don't.
My thing has always been encouragement. Like kids steer kids to think that, oh, well, I've never heard of Trinity. Okay, you never heard Wonder Woman had a daughter? Here, read this. Or, again, I did not know about Rocket and Icon. Let me give you this entire stack here. That's my thing, is like, because I know I work with kids, so it's like these kids see these superheroes and they're like, we don't know who they are. Perfect time to sit there and go to a library or go to a comic book store and say, here, sit down, read this, see if you like it.
I'm like, I remember my son was coming up and he was watching like old reruns of Static Shock. It's weird saying that now. But he had a friend and he was just like, yeah, I'm watching Static Shock, and I'm walking past the room and I'm like, his name's Static, and I just kept walking. Like,
I do that so much. I do it myself.
You want to correct them so bad. It's just like, say it properly.
And now we got a Static and Batman Beyond story written by somebody who grew up watching those shows.
And it's Ivy Draper.
I cannot wait to read that.
So we're getting ready to wrap this up.
Oh, so you ain't gonna ask me the question?
All right, go ahead. Ask
everybody else.
Go ahead.
I'm looking at the time, and I'm between the Spartan and the Tafari, and I'm just getting all in between here.
Rev,
pause.
Ma'am, stop. No,
I'm
the commentary sandwich.
Wait, go ahead, Rev. You have the sermon. Go ahead.
No, I agree with everybody. I think the marketing has gotten changing. Times are changing, and they're trying to adapt, but they're doing it the wrong way. They're doing it all the wrong way. You're trying to appeal to an audience who can barely remember their own name, let alone what to wear for the day. And you're thinking this is your moneymaker? No, your moneymaker coming from people who genuinely show you that they care. Whether it's in an argument or a conversation, they're still willing to go to the theater. I love going to the theater. There's something impersonal about sitting at home and watching a movie that I can go to a theater with other people, laugh together, gasp together, make a little comments, but it's still community that's missing. And the companies are trying so hard to put something out just so they say they put it out. But they're stumbling and falling and wondering, well, what's going on? Oh, it's quite simple. You're appealing to the wrong motherfucking audience. You're trying too hard to get these people who, like I said, their attention spans are like a can of soup. It's not very long and it's not a whole lot on there. And if I'm lying, I'm dying. But
well, I was gonna hold it but hey, there it is.
He said it's too many here nigga damn level drops.
Yeah. So